couple different things. I have to preface it. I've known Joe Mixon since he was in high school. I work on the Nike opening tour. He was one of the participants a few years ago. And I'll say this about him as a player. As a player, he might be the most talented running back at the position. He is one of the only guys that can do the prototypical stuff that NFL running backs have to do. Meaning he can run inside, outside. He can catch the ball out the backfield. He can split out and run routes like a wide receiver. He is a wild player with the ball in his hands. When I talk to running back coaches, they're excited about the talent and the potential. And it's intoxicating to watch and think about what he can bring at the next level. The issue is, how do you sell him to not only the general manager, but to ownership? And who is willing to handle the PR hit that comes along with bringing him in? We all can acknowledge the deplorable act, this despicable act that he was a part of.
Of course.
But in this league where talent is at a premium, it's the risk-reward debate that you will have in meeting rooms, because this is a guy that can change the game with his talent. And you have to figure out, where can I value him? If he's on our board at all, where is the right spot to take him? Because he's one of those guys that you talk about being a difference maker that offensive coordinators want to have, because he is unique in the way that he plays.
So if he didn't cold cock that young lady, he'd be number one on the running back draft board?
I think you can make a strong case that he is the number one guy in terms of talent. His versatility, his explosiveness, what he can do is unique. Anyone who had a chance to look at him in the Sugar Bowl, I think he had 190 total yards from scrimmage, almost 100 rushing and receiving. He was the best player on the field, and he was explosive. And the way that he can get his production, his yards, his touchdowns, he can do it in a unique fashion. And, I mean, it's unlike what most guys coming from college can do. He's a unique player. I compared him to David Johnson for the Arizona Cardinals.
Wow.
Based on how he plays. And
wow.
In weighing that talent versus the other stuff, that's why you have so many people hedging their bet on, I don't know if we've thrown him off the board yet. Because if you notice, when they ask general managers and decision makers, you haven't got, oh, no, he's off our board. Because the talent is that intoxicating that you're having to weigh, am I willing to dismiss this guy based on the potential that he could have on our squad?
Well, I haven't interviewed a general manager who's had a player with a history of violence towards women yet. So, I mean, I imagine if you ask Dave Gettleman of Carolina, if you ask Ozzie Newsome
there are a handful of places where,
you know what I mean?
Where it doesn't play. Like Carolina wouldn't play, Baltimore certainly couldn't play. I don't think it probably could play.
See, that's the problem that people have, Bucky, is that it doesn't play in places like that because they've already had players who have done that. Teams who haven't had that, oh, yeah, we're open to the idea of running that risk.
I also think it's beyond that. I think the head coach who makes the move, who kind of signs off on this, has to be entrenched and have currency. Like a Bill Belichick has currency where it wouldn't matter. Like he could deal with the backlash and it won't be an issue. Also, I think the market where he plays has something to do with it. I think if he's not in a major metropolitan area, a smaller town where the market is more controlled by the team as opposed to the market controlling the team, it's different. So I believe there are a lot of things in play, and you kind of have to just know the temperature of the room, and you have to get it past ownership, because which owner is willing to take the stuff that goes along with it? There are a handful of guys that are okay, not okay with the issue, but okay potentially with the fallout that may come with it.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.